What if I told you that two of the most common vegetables sitting in your kitchen right now, vegetables you probably think of as just ordinary, could be the key to unlocking a level of energy and vitality you thought you'd lost forever after turning 50? What if I told you that the fatigue, the lack of stamina, that frustrating feeling of not being the man you once were, isn't just an inevitable part of aging, but a direct result of missing out on the power hidden within these two simple plants? And what if I told you that one of them, the one I'm going to save for last, is so potent, so transformative, that it's been called nature's own performance enhancer for men? The answer will likely shock you. It's not some exotic, expensive superfood from a faraway land. It's right there in your local grocery store. But the way you prepare it and what you combine it with makes all the difference. Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal goes against much of the common advice you've heard. And the final vegetable on my shortlist today holds the most important secret of all. For those of you who are new here, my name is Dr. James Howard. I've spent over 35 years as a physician exploring the intricate pathways of the human body, from the bustling emergency rooms to the quiet, focused world of nutritional biochemistry. My mission here on Prime Age Health is to cut through the noise, the fads, and the misinformation and give you the unvarnished, scientifically backed truth about how to reclaim your health and thrive in what should be the best years of your life. I've seen firsthand how the right information can dramatically change the trajectory of a man's health. Before we dive deep into this, do me a favor and comment below where you're from and what time it is where you are. It's always incredible to see how this community spans the entire globe, all of us united in this quest for better health. And if you find a spark of hope or a piece of valuable information in what I share today, I urge you to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's a small click for you, but it tells the world that this information matters. Now let's talk about what happens to a man's body after 50. It's not just about a few more gray hairs or wrinkles. There are profound biological shifts taking place. Your testosterone levels, the very hormone that defines your masculine energy, drive, and strength, begin a steady decline. Your body becomes less efficient at producing energy at a cellular level, leading to that pervasive, soul-crushing fatigue. Your blood vessels can start to lose their flexibility, a process called endothelial dysfunction, which not only sets the stage for catastrophic cardiovascular events, but also directly impacts your performance in every area of life, from the boardroom to the bedroom. It's a silent erosion of your vitality. Many men just accept this. They chalk it up to getting older. They buy a more comfortable recliner and resign themselves to a life of lower energy and diminished capacity. But I am here to tell you that this is not your destiny. It is a choice, and today you can choose a different path. We're going to start with a vegetable you might be underestimating, and then we'll move to the one that is truly a game changer. I remember a patient of mine. Let's call him Robert. At 58, Robert was the picture of what society deems a successful man. He'd built a business from the ground up, had a wonderful family, and a beautiful home. But when he sat in my office, his shoulders were slumped in defeat. He said, "James," his voice barely a whisper, "I feel like a fraud. I'm exhausted all the time. I can't keep up with my grandkids. My focus at work is shot. And my wife? She deserves more than this tired old man." He told me he was eating healthy, salads, grilled chicken, the usual fare, but he was making a critical mistake. He was neglecting the very nutrients that could refuel his masculine engine. His diet was bland, it was routine, and it was missing the spark plugs. This story is crucial because Robert's healthy diet was in fact accelerating his decline. It's a perfect example of the healthy that is harmful paradox. He thought he was doing the right thing, but he was starving his body of what it truly needed. Robert's story had a happy ending, and his transformation began with our first vegetable. So what is this first vegetable that started to turn things around for Robert? and can do the same for you. It's humble, it's vibrant, and it's often relegated to a side dish. I'm talking about beets. Yes, the common beetroot. You might think of it as something your grandmother used to pickle, but I want you to start thinking of it as rocket fuel for your entire circulatory system. The decline in male vitality is inextricably linked to the health of your 60,000 miles of blood vessels. When your circulation is poor, nothing works correctly. Your brain doesn't get the oxygen it needs for focus, your muscles don't get the fuel they need for strength, and your erections become less reliable. It's that simple. Poor circulation is the silent saboteur of your prime age. And this is where the humble beet steps onto the main stage. So, what is the magic inside this deep red root? The secret lies in a compound called dietary nitrate. When you consume beets, your body converts this nitrate into a miracle molecule called nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as the ultimate traffic controller for your bloodstream. It signals the smooth muscles in your artery walls to relax. Imagine a 4-lane highway that's suddenly constricted down to 2 lanes during rush hour. Traffic grinds to a halt, things get heated, and nothing gets delivered on time. That's what happens in your arteries when you have low nitric oxide levels. They become stiff and constricted. Now imagine that traffic controller waving a green flag, and suddenly all 4 lanes are wide open. Traffic flows smoothly, effortlessly. That's what nitric oxide does. It widens your blood vessels, a process called vasodilation. This single action lowers blood pressure, enhances blood flow to every organ in your body, and supercharges your physical endurance. Let me paint a picture for you of what happens when this system fails. I had a patient, a man named George, who was a classic case, a 62-year-old who prided himself on his weekend warrior status. He'd go out for long bike rides, pushing himself just like he did in his 30s, but he was ignoring the warning signs. The increasing breathlessness, the fatigue that felt deeper than just muscle soreness. He thought he was just out of shape. The truth was, his nitric oxide production had plummeted. His blood vessels were stiff and couldn't dilate properly to meet the demands he was placing on his heart. One Saturday morning, on a hilly route he'd ridden 100 times, it happened. He described it as a vice gripping his chest. He was having a heart attack. He survived, thankfully, but his cardiologist's words haunted him. "George, your engine was demanding more fuel, but your fuel lines were rusted shut." That rust was the inability of his blood vessels to open up. He was a disaster case study in the catastrophic failure of the nitric oxide pathway. This isn't just about energy, it's about life and death. So, how do you harness the power of beets? Forget boiling them into a mushy, flavorless pulp that destroys many of the delicate phytonutrients. The best way is to consume them raw or lightly steamed. Roasting them at a moderate temperature is also excellent. My favorite prescription for my patients is a simple daily Prime-Age Performance juice. Take 1 medium-sized raw beet, a whole apple for sweetness and fiber, a thumb-sized piece of ginger for its anti-inflammatory properties, and the juice of half a lemon. Blend it with a little water. Don't strain it. Drink the whole thing. You want the fiber to regulate the sugar absorption. Drinking this 30 to 60 minutes before physical activity can have a remarkable immediate effect on your stamina. You'll find you can push harder and last longer. But for a sustained all-day energy boost, incorporating beets into your diet 3 to 4 times a week is the goal. Grate them raw into salads, slice them thinly into sandwiches, or roast a batch at the beginning of the week to have on hand. This isn't a magic pill, but it's pretty darn close to a magic vegetable. And remember, as powerful as beets are, they are just the opening act. The vegetable I'm going to reveal next works on an even more fundamental level of your male biology. It addresses not just the circulatory system, but the very hormonal and inflammatory environment that dictates your energy and vitality.
Stay with me because you do not want to miss this. Before we get to the final, most crucial vegetable, I want you to understand something. The reason so many men feel their age is not just one single system failing, it's a cascade. Poor circulation leads to inflammation. Chronic inflammation drains your energy reserves and disrupts hormonal balance. It's a vicious cycle. The first vegetable, beets, powerfully interrupts this cycle by fixing the circulation piece. But what if you could target the inflammation and the hormonal disruption at the same time? What if there was a vegetable that acted like a master switch, helping to reset your body's entire inflammatory response and supporting your natural testosterone production? This is not a hypothetical. This vegetable exists. It's common, yet its power is almost criminally overlooked in men's health. What I'm about to share is the cornerstone of the protocol I give to my male patients who want to feel decades younger. The information I'm about to give you on this next vegetable is the entire reason I wanted to make this video. The superior threat to your vitality, even more than poor circulation, is chronic, low-grade inflammation. Think of it like a smoldering fire within your body. It never erupts into a full-blown blaze, so you don't notice it day to day. But this constant, low-level fire is slowly cooking your tissues, damaging your DNA, and draining your energy resources. Your immune system is constantly distracted, fighting this invisible fire, which leaves it with fewer resources to do its real job, producing energy, repairing muscle, and maintaining hormonal balance. This internal fire is the reason your joints ache, your brain feels foggy, and your energy levels are in the basement. It's the true enemy of vitality in your prime age. And processed foods, sugar, and a sedentary lifestyle are like pouring gasoline on this fire. So, the ultimate vegetable for men over 50 must be a master firefighter. So, what is this second must-have vegetable? What is this nutritional powerhouse that can extinguish that internal fire and help restore your masculine vigor? It's not kale, it's not spinach, it's broccoli. But not just any broccoli. Specifically, I'm talking about broccoli sprouts. And if you can't get sprouts, then properly prepared mature broccoli is your next best option. The reason broccoli, and especially its sprouted form, is so incredibly potent is because of a compound called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane isn't present in the broccoli itself. It's formed when two other compounds, glucoraphanin and the enzyme myrosinase, are brought together. This happens when the plant is damaged, specifically when it's chewed, chopped, or blended. It's a defense mechanism for the plant, but for us, it's a key that unlocks a powerful healing pathway in our bodies.
Sulforaphane works by activating something called the NRF2 pathway. I want you to think of the NRF2 pathway as the master regulator of your body's entire antioxidant and detoxification system. It's like the general of your internal army. When sulforaphane comes along, it's like a 5-star message arriving at headquarters. It tells the general to wake up, sound the alarm, and deploy all antioxidant troops. This doesn't just neutralize a few free radicals here and there. It activates over 200 different protective genes. It tells your body to produce its own powerful, long-lasting antioxidants, like glutathione. It's the difference between hiring a few security guards, like taking a vitamin C pill, and activating the entire National Guard to protect your cells from damage and inflammation. This is the single most powerful, naturally occurring NRF2 activator known to science. It gives your body the tools to put out that smoldering inflammatory fire from the inside out. Let's go back to my patient Robert. After we got his circulation moving with the beets, the next step was to extinguish his inflammation and support his hormones with sulforaphane. I didn't just tell him to eat more broccoli. I gave him a specific protocol. I had him start with broccoli sprouts.
They are up to 100 times more potent in sulforaphane precursors than mature broccoli. I instructed him to add a small handful to a smoothie or a salad every single day. For the days he couldn't get sprouts, I taught him the hack and hold method for mature broccoli. You chop the broccoli florets and stems, and then you let them sit for 30 to 40 minutes before cooking. This waiting period allows the myrosinase enzyme to work its magic and produce a huge amount of sulforaphane. Then you can lightly steam or stir-fry it. Boiling destroys the enzyme, so avoid that. The change in Robert over the next 3 months was nothing short of miraculous. It wasn't just one thing, it was everything. He came into my office, and he wasn't slumped anymore. He stood taller. He had a light in his eyes I hadn't seen before. He told me his morning brain fog had completely lifted. He was not only keeping up with his grandkids, he was outlasting them at the park. His focus at work was sharper than it had been in a decade, and he was closing deals with a newfound confidence. And then he leaned in, a slight smile on his face, and said, "James, my wife is very, very happy." He had not just regained his energy, he had regained his sense of self. He felt like the man he was meant to be. He had extinguished the internal fire of inflammation with sulforaphane and opened up his circulatory highways with the nitrates from beets. He had given his body the raw materials it needed to thrive. He wasn't just surviving, he was performing. This is not a fantasy. This is the power of targeted, intelligent nutrition. So let's recap. Vegetable number 1, beets, your tool for boosting nitric oxide, opening up your blood vessels, lowering blood pressure, and dramatically increasing your stamina and blood flow. Aim for 3 to 4 servings a week, ideally raw, juiced, or roasted. Vegetable number 2, the absolute king for men over 50, broccoli, and especially broccoli sprouts. Your master key to activating the NRF2 pathway, extinguishing chronic inflammation, and supporting your body's own detoxification and antioxidant systems. Add broccoli sprouts to your meals daily if you can, or use the hack and hold method with mature broccoli. These two vegetables work in perfect synergy. One opens the delivery routes, and the other puts out the fires that are causing the damage in the first place. Together, they create an internal environment that is primed for high performance, boundless energy, and true vitality. My goal with this channel, Prime Age Health, is to give you this kind of information to empower you to take back control of your own biology. Helping you is my mission. The knowledge exists to make your 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond the most vibrant and fulfilling years of your life. You don't have to accept decline as your destiny. You have the power to rebuild yourself from the inside out, starting with what's on your plate. If this video has opened your eyes to a new way of thinking about your health, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what we have coming up next. Every video is designed to give you another key to unlock your body's incredible potential. And don't keep this information to yourself. Share it with a friend, a brother, or your father. Any man over 50 deserves to have this knowledge. Now, I want you to continue your journey to better health right now. There's another video on your screen that I've selected for you. It's the next logical step in this process. Click on it and let's keep this momentum going. Thank you for your time and your trust. I'm Dr. James Howard, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Stay strong and stay informed.